Hey everyone, and as always, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dub, and today I'm going to be talking about Viper's ultimate. Because I always say her ultimate is free rounds whenever you get it down, other people have been asking me a lot recently how to actually make that the case. So I've gone to each map and each different bomb site and played around for a while until I came up with what I think is the best ultimate for each bomb site and each major area to plant from. So that's what this video is going to be today. The other caveat is on defense. I had some defensive smokes in that I throw just pretty standard. But if you ever see the bomb down on defense, go ahead and throw your Viper ultimate on top of it, because if you can stop the enemy from getting to the bomb, you know you're going to win the round because they can't actually plant. So aside from those things, let's go and get into the video. So my favorite ultimate, bar none, is going to be B-side on bind. And the reason is because it gets you so many free kills. So this metal box right here, you're going to come to the smaller one, and just aim in the top left of the white square. Your ultimate comes down, you let the smoke settle a little bit, and then you get free peeks onto the people in hookah. It's actually a really insane angle because no one ever expects it, and hookah is probably the most common place for people to try to retake sight from. It also gives you a little cubby to peek from back here, so you get a kill there, you maybe relocate here, you get a kill there, you can also relocate back here. The only thing is it does give this open area for people to actually walk through. So that's the only thing to really worry about, is people peeking you from all the way in here. But if you play this angle, you really don't have to worry about it. You know, people are only going to come from this direction. So for A-side on bind, what you want to do is, if they're planning truck, this little broken tile right here, I just like to be on the bottom side of it, if that makes sense, the part farthest away from the stairs. So what that's going to do is make short have to walk through smoke no matter where they want to go, U-Haul have to walk through smoke no matter where they want to go on site, and it gives you a little party corner back here to play around if you're trying to solo clutch, which is, you know, the best way to throw enemies off and get free kills and wait for plant. And they have to obviously go through smoke to actually get on site and play around bomb. So Viper ultimate for bind A site shower placement, you're going to be up near the Tetris box. That's where you want to put it down. So optimally you want to plant right here because it's out in the middle of the open, and this ultimate actually gives you a nice big area to play around in terms of not being in the toxic. It gives you a lot of area to control, and it covers up a massive amount of area that the enemies have to walk through to actually get to the bomb. So realistically, they're at least half HP by the time they even get close to taking a battle with you wherever you're trying to play. So there's two ways I would ult on bind on defense. You can actually ult all the way back here when round starts to give yourself room to retreat to cubby if you wanted to, or you can prep yourself right here, so whenever the round starts you can pop it, and you can be playing a safe angle until it actually develops. And then what that does is cuts off their entire rotations from here. So if you decided to play aggressive, or they just have to ball up and walk through the smoke, but if you decide to play aggressive, you can actually cut off all of their rotations and stop their mid completely. This one's way more effective than the other if you can pull this off, but this one's a little more risky. So my favorite Viper ultimate whenever you have long control on A side on Haven is you're going to be the tile to the right corner of this box, you're going to be in the top right of it. What that's going to do is it's going to smoke off hell pretty smoothly. So what I like to do is play this angle right here, and they'll have to drop peek me through the smoke, or they'll have to jump off of heaven into here, which is usually a free kill for me anyway, but they have to drop peek me through the smoke. My teammates are usually going to play right here, and they have to drop peek them through this smoke, which is usually a bad idea, and then we'll have somebody holding long control. And if all three of those things are taken care of, there's really no weak point to our defense, and it's usually free rounds. So Haven ultimate for B site, what I like to do is these three lines right here, the middle one right near the box. What that's going to do, I see a lot of people when they ult with Viper, they don't actually block off this wall right here, and they can creep up through this, get on the boxes of them peeking, which is a tough angle for you to deal with. But this one blocks off this entire side of sight all the way to the back, and then it also blocks off the entry from, you know, garage room. And it gives you a little party pocket right here for if anybody trying to come up mid, they have a really tough angle to deal with whenever they actually peek through the smoke into B site. Okay, so my Viper ultimate for C on Haven. First of all, where you're planting the bomb, you want to plant the bomb somewhere around here. That way the people long can actually control it. The closest to that box you would want to plant is about right here. If you're planning on this box, don't do it. It's just a really inefficient plant. It's really difficult to protect. But hopefully you're planting somewhere out here. What I like to do is the corner of this wire, where the bend actually is, that's where you're going to ultimate. What that does is it gives you back plat control. It gives you control there. Your back plat comes equipped with a party pocket. And then this also does as well. So you have two spots to relocate to, and it causes them to have to walk through sight to any different places. And honestly, if you're playing back plat, it's really difficult to actually get you off of back plat as a defender, because you have all of these different party pockets to actually go and play inside of. So split ultimate on A site, what you're going to do is pretty standard ultimate. The corner of this box, you just want to creep it up into the darker gray part of the squares. If you come all the way up here, it's too far. But it's actually going to give you a little pocket back here to play around, which is really nice for solo clutching around. They can walk in and not see you at all, and then you can creep out from behind the smoke. If they come from heaven, they have to go into the smoke to actually get on the site. And if they come from screens, which is what I call that over there, they actually have to get into the site again to do anything. They have to get into the smoke to actually flank around on the site. So you know that they're coming from one of two angles, which is usually pretty easy to play around. Okay, so Viper ult on B side bind, what you're going to be looking for is the plant right here. If they plant anywhere up here, it's actually really bad for Viper because they can jump down into the smoke and or come from any direction, which is extremely bad for Viper's ult. You want to keep people in front of you. So these stairs right here, this cobblestone little block, you just come down off of it just a little bit, place it there. A lot of times Viper ult will have trouble climbing stairs. I found that it doesn't really have trouble with this one, climbing those stairs. So this gives you 3 spots to play. You can play right here and keep everything in front of you from garage. If you have people playing heaven, this is a great spot. If you're trying to solo defend and just be really cheeky, you can actually play off in this corner. No one ever checks this corner, but you can play this and just wait on defuse, play time, play it super slow. And the last spot is going to be default backside. This is probably the best place to play, just standard, because you know the only place people can peek you from is here, and you have room to relocate. So you get a kill here, you can actually sweep yourself all the way back around here and wait for another kill. That's the biggest thing in Viper Ultimate. Whenever you get a kill, relocate. So the reason this is great is your team heaven, they can actually see if someone's coming from CT or see if they're coming from garage, and they can stop them from actually getting into the smoke. And if they get into the smoke, they're at a huge disadvantage because you know where they're coming from and you're keeping them in front of you. So that's why I like this spot. But those are essentially what I would call the best Viper ultimates for each scenario. Obviously, if you come up with something different or better, let me know, because I'm learning every day just like you guys are. But my Twitch is in the description if you wanted to check me out. Feel free, or have any questions you wanted to ask me. As always, leave a like and subscribe because that really does help out the channel. And thank you guys for stopping by. As always, have a nice day and peace.
And I've been chilling, watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion.